When it comes to 3D modeling, most people will only focus on modeling, but lack in presentation skill. You spend hours or even days crafting the perfect model, but because of your poor rendering, all your effort and dedication goes to trash. Think about it. It does not matter how many details and hard work you put into your mesh. What makes it look professional is how you present your artwork. Then why shouldn't you upgrade this skill? That is why I'm going to teach you 4 valuable presentation techniques that will skyrocket your artwork. Stick to the end because the last tip might be the game changer. Tip number 1. Scaling and proportion. When modeling a real-world objects, understanding proportion is crucial. Otherwise, your model can look unnatural or unrealistic. Let me illustrate this with an example. Imagine modeling an iPhone. To get it right, you need to know the exact dimension of the frame, lens, and other details. That is why many great artists use reference image to get the base shape and proportion correct. But what if you are modeling something that's sci-fi or entirely fictional? In that case, you can use a clever technique to fake the proportion. By placing an object next to your model, you can define its size and scale. This could be a human, a screw, bullet, or even a car. Many artists, including myself, use this technique to achieve realism in their artwork. Some artists also use texture to achieve this effect. For example, adding patterns or texture material to the floor and adjusting the tile size can help creating a sense of scale. And this is the first method to improve your artwork. Let's move on to the next step, volumetric. Volumetric and light are a match made in heaven in Blender. When you combine light with volume, your scene instantly takes on a cinematic quality. This is a secret that only few artists use it to their advantage. While Blender's lighting is great on its own, I believe it's even better when paired with volume. Adding a touch of fogginess and make lights visible creates a more natural and captivating atmosphere. There are several ways to add volume to a scene, but I'll show you the most common method. Method number 1. Infinity volume. To add volume to your entire scene, you can use an infinity volume technique. Simply connect the principal volume node to the output volume in the world property. Method 2. Localized volume. If you prefer to add a volume to a specific area, you could use a cube and change its texture to principal volume, then adjust the strength to your liking. Remember, 9 out of 10 times, light works better in scene with volumetric effect. Try it out and see the difference for yourself. Tip number 3. Cinematic camera tricks. We all know how to add camera to our scene in Blender. You can either use machine tool by pressing the page down key and select smart cam view, or add a camera to your viewport, set the angle and hit the align view to active camera. So, these are all the basic stuff we know, right? But to take your camera view to the next level and make it cinematic, here what you need to do. First, increase the focal length to 85 to 90mm. Values below 50mm are not ideal, and 30 to 35 is better suited for wide angle shot. I recommended using a focal length above 85mm. Next, add some motion blur to the elements except your model. To do this, select your camera, enable depth of field, and set the target to your object. Then slightly reduce this value for a more effective result. To view the changes in the viewport, enable depth of field by clicking on this little arrow and check this box. You will see a drastic improvement in your camera view. There are many more tips I could share on this topic, but I'll save them for an upcoming videos. Let's move on to the final tip, the power of post-processing. Post-processing is often the secret ingredient that takes your artwork from great to amazing. However, most people aren't even aware of this crucial step, and that's what sets the artwork apart from truly exceptional piece. So, what is post-processing? Simply put, it's the editing phase where you refine the color gradient and add text or labels and make basic adjustments like contrast, exposure. You can use various software, but I personally recommended 2 industry favorites, Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Lightroom. While Photoshop is the powerhouse for advanced editing, Lightroom offers a more streamlined approach for enhancing your render images. Trust me, the impact of post-processing can be stunning. Just take a look at the before and after comparison. It's jaw-dropping. So, before you share your artwork with the world, take a little extra time to refine it. The result will be well worth the effort. It's taken me years to master these 4 tips, but I'm glad I could share this tip with you in under 5 minutes. Now, it's your turn to put them into practice. Take any model you've created previously, apply these steps and share your result in my Discord server. Your feedback is my reward. Remember, mastering this core technique is just the beginning. There is always more to learn, and I encourage you to keep exploring and pushing your skills to the next level. If you discovered any other tips for improving rendering that I didn't cover in this video, share them in the comment below. Your insight will not only help other artists, but also inspire me to create more content. Let me see how many comments I receive.